Alright. And we're back. Yeah, sorry about that. It's... I don't know. It's a bit odd. And, I don't know. I just... That whole language thing is... doing something wrong. That's quite obvious. Apparently I skipped ahead when I shouldn't have. Ow. Oops. Sorry, scrolling through the other tab. Fair enough. I'll figure out some of it, go back and retry again. Anywho, setting that aside for now. The Phoenix Wright, where did we leave off? Right, it's the end of the trial. I know I can, and that's the part I'm frustrated with. I know I can do it. It's not impossible, I'm not giving up, it's just, I'm doing something wrong. So, I want to fix that. We left off at the trial, after the day's trial, and we found out that the case we're working on in the parking garage where Mr. Goodman, Detective Goodman, died, is linked to the case in the police department building half an hour away where Detective Goodman died. So that's what we left off at. And yeah, that's where we left off at. And there's also apparent because the knife in the muffler. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Mr. Wright? So, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. Yeah, that's, Umineko's kind of crazy. Different kinds of crazy. Yours is a logical Rubik's Cube. This one is a logical jigsaw puzzle with no edges. Of sorts. These all make sense in some way or fashion, so don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of it. Some way, somehow. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits. But I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. February 23rd, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it's only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her little sister. That's not it at all. It's just... We're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. The luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains for this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press space to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. Bink. Zoom. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this scientifically? The amount. That's not a lot. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. Apparently. Real blood from a dead person, I guess. We'll go with that explanation. If they fought here, they'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? Sure. See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah. And this stuff's pretty handy, too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Skye. Solution used for scientific investigation. Finds blood traces. Spray to use. Just spray. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Huh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr. You only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Skye stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph is something important to tell us, but what? So, were you a detective? You were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes. It was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal when they faced me. They coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Cough-Up Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go, or fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Let's present the picture first. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So, you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed toward the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Well, cool. Just like that time. That time? What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman was the head detective of that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from the case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you can tell us more about the SL9 incident? I like this song. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary. It was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes. The criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made-up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, A hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Steak lunch received from Miss Star. Steak lunch received from Miss Star. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Miss Star? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall, Who's here? Alright, I can't really spray anywhere else. Alright. So let's go check out Jake Marshall. Where the hell is he? Police department? Give me a sec. Be right back. February 23rd, Police Department entrance. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room. Scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Alright. Guard station. February 23rd. Evidence room entrance. Guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. No, it's kind of standard. Just not for this area. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. Check out in front of the door there. So, beyond the door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime. It sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is the guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Texas. Just a big sign with Texas right there. Look, on the floor. A lasso. Huh, looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. Alrighty. Oh man, can't examine the... Alright. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. Alright. Nope, nope, nope. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? Paunchy? Pinchy? I know, a poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's poncho. I think I'll keep that information myself for the time being. Yeah, poncho, just big old... Basically a blanket with a hole cut in the center that you put over on yourself. Yikes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, frigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. And I think those are saguaros, which are an endangered species, and I don't think those would be allowed here. Yeah, This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a yar myself. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in here first. Alright. That's about it, I guess. February 23rd, Police Department entrance. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. That was no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak salad from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Hey, welcome, welcome. Didn't quite miss much. Bunch of cactus and blood sprays. I did back in Phoenix. We had one in the front yard. We actually had, I think, 3 cactuses. One big saguaro, one little medium one, and one little ball cactus. They're easy to look after. Just don't let them get too cold. Yeah, they can go a long time without water. It's the biggest scandal that hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Bunnies. Yes, bunnies and rabbits and hares and such. They're different. They are different. Each Russian has a cactus at home? Can I ask why? But yeah, bunnies and rabbits are similar. Hares and bunnies. Hares are a different species. They're much more wild. Alright, down to the... Criminal affairs? February 23rd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, everyone looks deadly serious here. Yeah, that's the one I meant to say. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh, it makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. Detention Center. February 23rd, Detention Center. Visitor's Room. Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they got the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Ow. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me? A perpetrator? I was the perpetrator against, sir. That's what I'd say. Hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins. Sir, you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report? No, sir. How should I say this? Wait. He isn't. Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't. Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? No, this is an unexpected turn of events. Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Sir! Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station from the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Oh. What the heck is this guy doing? So, what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand? Just like Miss Sky. Rabbis, huh? Alright. Rabbi. Okay. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first. Tell us how you hurt your hand. Just a sec, though. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room. Right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me a victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive and well at that. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there's nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone, because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow. Sir, can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. Alright. Huh. Knife? Officer Meekins, this is for you. Hey! I'm scared of knives, sir. That's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at... That's it, sir! Last night, sir! That's the one! I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Alright, so, yeah, that was the knife. I get nothing else I really need to show you. Okay, Meekins. Officer Meekins, this is for you. I'm scared of knives, sir. That's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. No reason to show him anything else, I guess. But, maybe the guard's back? See you later, Meekins. If I can figure out how to get back there. There we are. Nope, nothing. High Prosecutor's Office? February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office Room. 1202. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Well, howdy doody. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so high I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Alright. Tea set. Ooh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Alright, alright. My, what an amazing bouquet. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And here, beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edwards' fiancée? I don't think so. Alright. Doesn't seem to really be anything here, so... Let's go back. Did you get something? Think about it, I could have taken that picture of the guard room. Oh, yeah, I already showed her that. The shoe. Could you take a look at this? You. Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at it. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it. So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite. The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. Fair enough. Alright. Let's go back here, I guess. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean, you remember what happened? Correct! That card! That card was the cause of it all! This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Really? Alright. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, who he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That is what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me! It's on tape! And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Now we can go. February 23rd. Police Station. Criminal Affairs. Hey, Mr. Wright. Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all, You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Ah, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Alright. Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. That sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, there had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right? Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. They're being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the Chief of Detectives trap shut. Oh, he was the one you were picking on earlier? Huh? You saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the Chief of Detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Gonna present shit? I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Ah, sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one. The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the dancing blue badger. Alright. I was wondering, could you take a look? Sorry. Bet we can't get much out of there. So let's check on this guy. Ooh. Sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the Chief of Police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Goodman's lost item report added to the court record. A half-written document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to the Chief of Police. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Just give me a sec, though. Lost item report, date 2/21. Date lost, 2/21. Name, Bruce Goodman. ID, 5-9 item loss status report. That's not a lot. Alright. So, this is the police mascot, is it? The Blue Badger, the future star of the police force. The design's a little changed from the one outside. Well, the dancing Blue Badger, TM, is still under development, you see. You have it trademarked? Absolutely. It's cutting-edge stuff. Very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter, and she burst into tears. Don't show her the moving mock-up outside, then. You'll give her nightmares. Alright, so, see you later, Gant. Just 'cause I can. The Blue Badger's still rising around today. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. Because I could. That's why I did that. Alright, so, still nothing here. Where the hell are we supposed to go? Oh. Take a look at this. Blah, 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 blah. You aren't important, I guess. Might still need to do something here, I guess. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Ah, sorry, Righto. I'm through with that. I'm the busy one out there. But he's not out there. These are the detectives' desks. There are computers and files on each one. Funny, there's a lot tidier than I had expected. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desks. Both sides, huh? That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know. The killer used a cassette tape. What a crafty trick. That gunshot was a fake. This is good. No one will select a cassette tape in this day and age. He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. Alright. Oh, there we are. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room? No, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Alright, let's check out the actual crime scene now. Because we can actually get inside. But I want to check out that art card first. Oh, we don't actually have it. Wasn't added to the court record. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha! The card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my Bambina's sky so gray? Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him? What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeah, that card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw. Well. Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. Beep. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tinkle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Gonna talk with you anyway. I was wondering if we could talk to you. Sorry, Bambina, but I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his six-shooter, I say a little prayer. What was that all about, Mr. Wright? I think he was just too hungry to talk. Oh yeah. They're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either. Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation pronto. That's right. We were given a steak. That smell. Ah, reminds me of Texas. Yeah. Once this cough is gone, that's going to be a happy day. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Star. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch? I see. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Alright, Bambina. You win. Ask anything. Finally. It seems like he's willing to talk. Alright. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. That poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know. So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take the machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? I like broccoli. Miss Star told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Star, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it, anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us exactly what happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambino. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transfers too. Got something in my throat. Alright. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. Here's the security card, and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus, the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. So, this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Well, there was a lot of 7s on that one. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but could you explain this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed. Forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Alright, they keep showing me stuff, but it doesn't go in my pocket. It's weird. Let me see it. The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hands. This is neither Wild nor West here. But that and this are 2 different things entirely. I guess so? Huh? I'm lost. Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Alright. The ID card? See this? This is the victim's ID card. Oh. The one that was on the ground in the parking lot? The number on this is 58421. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. Wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me! If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre. You win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. ID card record added to the court record. IDs of all who entered the evidence room on 2/21. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Do you have one? The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the blah 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 blah. Yeah. Alright. You're kind of pointless now. Moving on. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So, this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Oh. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give him $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police can't. Will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief. So now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans added to the court record. Evidence room floor plans, scene of the stabbing of a detective at the PD. Boss for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? We're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here, too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the Inquiry Committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess-up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Maybe. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm only on my 3rd card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, I mean, your fingerprint. Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. So, the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor. And if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Evidence locker added to the court record. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Oh. Can we show you anything? Maybe? That's the victim, Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax. That's only because you always lose your card. I always forget my secret number, too. Scary, huh? My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to? Detective Gumshoe. Rebel against the system. Alright. This is my crowning achievement. My masterpiece, you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal. Art? He was dancing proudly on the day of the award ceremony. But there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while. Really? Why? Oh, they said it was shameful, or something like that. Shameful! I toiled night and day! I sympathize with the Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it. Alright. Oh. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So, it was Goodman who came in here at the... Whoa! So, what is it? That second number! It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? ID card record updated from the court record. IDs of all who entered the evidence room on 2/21. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Bruce Goodman, Miles Edgeworth. I don't know. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Oh, wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course somebody else really did it. Someone who must have... Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. Alright. Detective Goodman's note, and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know. 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Just a few, it looks like. Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I see nothing. Nothing. That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. Alright, that's about it, I guess. Oh, evidence locker. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents. Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Alright. Alright. Evidence room. Alright. Alright, well, let's get to investigating some. Well, that seems pretty obvious. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detectives responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot, too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Sorry, Detective. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not sure about the dreams. They won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey, pal. Our security is high-tech around here. Alright. Alright. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Yes, we have. Right, pal. That's that metal detector. The one that led to the solving of the case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. Not really. And... I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some cases sooner or later. That cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. Alright, Gumshoe. I trust you. There it is. Where to begin? Let's start with the handprint, I guess. What's this? Blood. It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use your testing fluid to check it out. How? Alright. Okay, Oh, there we are. Alright. Yep, that's a blood print. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, Detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours. Please. You have to help me, or they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I won't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can trust the police. You can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Anything else, huh? Oop. There we are. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, Detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey! If you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Alright, Detective. Anything else? There we are. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminal testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Oh, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. That seems to be it, I guess. Alright, so. Alright, so. Floor plans for a sec. Doot. Alright. Examine. Wow, someone must have broken something pretty big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of fool again. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of those pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Take a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were and before whatever it was broke. You want to try and put it back together? Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Okay. Alright. Uh-huh. That's a jagged looking piece. There we are. Okay, so next one. Nope. Nope. Alright, this is gonna be a fun one. Not you. Oops. Wrong button. Try that again. I'm sure I can get it. Alright, so starting with that one, I think it was you. Combine. Next. Well, let's just try the process of elimination, I guess. No, those don't fit. That's the top piece. So that would have to be you. No. Alright, it's not you. Don't think you fit anywhere in there. Alright. Yeah, none of these pieces seem to work right. It's no use. These pieces don't amount to anything. Try again later. Alright. Maybe we literally are missing a piece. Look! This one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprints. Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. I mean, SL9? Does have a tag on it. Rubber glove. Tagged evidence from the SL9 incident. Extremely thin rubber glove. Rubber glove added to the court record. What is the saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? Good one. Gumshoe. Nothing else. Alright. Let's put the rubber glove. You don't know. Let me say one thing, you don't know. Alright. Goodman's knife, I already mentioned that. Good Badger. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently, he's forgotten. Can I examine anything else in here? Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. Ooh, yeah. There's nothing else. I don't think we can solve that puzzle. None of those pieces look like they would fit. Alright, so let's move out here. Check out the guard station, maybe. The sheriff's back in the west. Yeah, you're not gonna say anything, are you? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. You yank. Yeah. One last try. Alright. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. Alright. Police department. Entrance. And there was Edgeworth, which is the parking lot. And he ain't there. So, where the hell are we? Could you take a look at this? No, she can't. Alright, so, who else do we know that would have a number? We got Detective Gumshoe, but none of that is important, apparently. Alright, nothing new. So where did we go? Probably, maybe take a look at that pot. Nope. She's here. We can't do none of that stuff. Alright. Detention center? Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir? Would if he was anywhere around. Pass him the buck, Mr. Wright. Takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Nope. Alright. Officer Meekins. Nope. Alright. Alright, so where do we go? I guess we can try another shot at that broken pot. Maybe you got something to talk about? I'm an idiot. I tend to forget things. Now that was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. And started the rumor mill. What up? Hey man. Exeter is B. Welcome. You're here at the kind of the closing end of the stream, but welcome anyway. We're investigating a guy who died twice, somehow. Rumors. About forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the trench roll the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So, that switchbladed knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? That's it? That's all you had to say? Hey, so let's... That's it, there's nothing else here. Oh, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, make me out some kind of hooligan, blah 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 blah. Look for other evidence. Let's not waste too much time for this for now. We can check it out later. Alright, but let's try it anyway. I get the big feeling that we're missing something, but we can always try again. It starts here. I can't change... Oh, rotate left, rotate right. Okay. That's the problem. It was... this piece, I guess? No, it was this one. Alright. Alright. Let's just process of elimination. Nope. No, that's pretty much the top piece. This is also a top piece, I believe. But it's the second one. Just turn it around somewhere else and we get something else put together. Alright. Nothing. Alright. Nope. Alright. I get the just distinct feeling that I'm an idiot. Alright, so let's try this again. There we are. Generally, I'm pretty good at puzzles. That would be... not that one, that would be... this one? No. Alright, so... oh, it's this one, that's what it is. I knew I saw that shape around. Alright, so that one, I think, goes here. Yep, there we go. Followed by... you. There we are. Okay. Followed by... I think you. Where are we? There we are. So. There we go. That's all the pieces, and we're missing something. I was right, but not in the way I was meaning to. Huh? Oh, I think we did it. But some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar. Jar pieced back together from fragments found at the crime scene. A piece is missing. Unstable jar added to the court record. Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's Inquiry Committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth they're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Alright, let's go check out Edgeworth, then. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Ah, yes, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? Alright, I'm taking off too in a couple of minutes, so not too much. You didn't miss out on much, I think. There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Anyway, take care, man. Thanks for staying around. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me, somehow. The real info's on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Alright, Inquiry Committee. So, how did the Inquiry Committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Yep. I've been to the Phoenix Wright games, but I'm doing this for my viewers. But yes, that is a reference to future events. Trying to place where specifically. Alright. Oh yeah, Edgeworth had the numbers. Oh, right. Better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incidents occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. I asked what kind of case it was? I can't say. Edgy did it. Looks guilty AF. Yep. It really has nothing to do with the current case. I might not say that in this room. We've got a lot of Edgeworth fans here. Just saying. They may, well, you can say whatever you want here, as long as it doesn't get anybody banned. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence. Screwdriver added to the court record. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth brought back to his office by Gant's request. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Alright. Right. Please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. Don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. That's alright. Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on, anyway? Well, alrighty then. Maybe I should rename this channel the Edgeworth Fan Club. Maybe if I just show them my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of them. Alright. Rubber glove. Nope. Evidence floor plans? Nope. Nothing at all. Evidence locker? Nothing. And a pot. I'm just picturing the scene. Phoenix walks into Edgeworth right after his committee. Hey, so Edgeworth, what do you think about this pot? What do you think about this rubber glove? What do you think about these lockers? What do you think? Just pulling random shit out of my pockets. I'd show those emotes, but they actually haven't loaded, as noticed by my chat. There it is. Takes a while for my internet to load up those for some reason. Nope. Oh, that's actually a thing. So give me a sec here. Hey, must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. I'll do that again. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SO9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You're the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Alright. Alright, cool. That was the thing. I just needed to show you a knife. For some reason. Allegations of forgery. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then. He was the top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is, why was the deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprint set and fingerprint file received. Recover fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Alright. Let's check out this handprint and call it a day. I'm running a bit out of time for what I can do here. Hi, Edgeworth. We're just going right back around. See you later. Guard station. Howdy. Adios. There we are. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in the blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Zoom. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose a finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Okay, fine. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With space, see? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks fun. Might take some getting used to, though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. Guess I'd better give it a try. The reason there's a tutorial for this is this game came out for the Nintendo DS, and that was an introduction of 3D models, touch screen, and a microphone. So, in order to blow away it, you would actually turn the microphone on and blow. Huh. Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Huh. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? It means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. There's one right there. Alright, let's dust this up and give it a part. There we are. Oh, come on, that's a fingerprint. Really? There. Still not good enough? There we go. Just plaster it on. There we go. Hey, print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So, we're not done yet? This is quite the process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left those prints. Well, how am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? I think it was Gumshoe. Because it's his locker. Comparison complete. Match found. Aha! So, these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Alright, and this will be the, nothing? I can't examine anything on this bottle? Alright. So this is where we got aluminum fluid reaction, right? Right. There's a handprint here. Okay. Wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Check for prints. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, let's try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Would that be the index finger? There we go. Yay! Did it right. Nope. Nope. Comparison complete. Match found. Jake Marshall. Hey, these fingerprints, Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. Found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print has been wiped. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. A luminal reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. Oh! So, we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain. But why would Officer Marshall? It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Hey, there we go. I was right. To be continued. And that'll be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed and this kind of crazy ride all over. So, now we have a guy who died twice in 2 separate buildings. Bloody fingerprints in a building from the detective cowboy in the area. Officer Meekins in jail. Prosecutor Edgeworth on our case, who's no longer in charge of anything. But anyway, that'll be it for today. See you guys later. I gotta get out of here. Take care. Have a good one.